Next one I want to show you is sub-columns, okay? So let me do by class. I'm going to do by class here. And then maybe I'll take last quarter. I want to make sure I'm not looking at way too much information here. Okay, so some of these classes are actually subclasses. Now, what the problem that QuickBooks has is that it doesn't make it very clear for you, like visually, which one's a class and which one's a subclass. You can't tell here. Now you could discern it by go, oh, okay, there's parent class. Okay, so there's sort of the start, and then there's a total parent class. So somehow in your mind, you have to know that this is the parent category, two subcategories, and then the totalization of the parent category. It's a design flaw, honestly, from my perspective. I hate to point out the things that QuickBooks does severely wrong. This is an example of something they've done severely wrong. So what we've done with RightTool is you get this little button here that says sub columns. If I click on that, what happens is it takes and collapses all the sub columns for you, and it puts them in red. Okay, and so it collapses and expands them. Okay, it puts them in red for you. And see, scroll to the right, so there's no more sub columns here. Let me do a whole year. Maybe have a little bit more context here to use. Okay, maybe there's more context there. And what I'll do is I'll also get rid of percentage comparison, so it's a little bit easier to read. So there we go. So I'm gonna go to sub columns and see what happens is every time a parent class shows up, it turns to red, and that red is basically to indicate that RightTool did something. And what we did is we basically hid all the sub columns, and we only kept the total column, and we removed the total in it. And now we're seeing just the collapsed classes. This works with classes, it works with products and services, it works with locations, it works with customers and projects, it works all throughout it. The other thing is sometimes we want to get rid of, I'm gonna expand it again. Sometimes we just want to get rid of the parent class. So let me rephrase that. Sometimes I want to only see the categories, and I don't want to see the total, because the total itself, like if you export that to Excel, the total doesn't give me a sum. So it's actually the opposite of what we're saying. So when I click on parent columns collapse, it gets rid of just that total. See that? Get rid of that column right there. It just gets rid of that total. So if you have any totals in there that you don't want to see, subtotals, you collapse it that way. So it's actually, there's two of them. There's total subclass, and there's total parent class. And to the right here, I believe there's also total parent class. So right here. So basically anything that has total in it, the subtotaling, it gets rid of that. So you can either collapse, get rid of all the subs, or show all the subs, but get rid of the subtotalization of those groupings. Okay.